Hey Sunshines! If you're new to bullet journaling and you're seeing all these channels with beautiful journals, gorgeously decorated, and well-established systems, you might be wondering what all the fuss is about. If you're not super artistic and you don't have a ton of free time to set up all these layouts, what's the point, right? Why is the bullet journal system so highly regarded? Today, I want to bring it back to basics and show you exactly why this system is absolutely incredible for consolidating all your thoughts and keeping you organized. If you want to see what the bullet journal system is really all about, just keep watching. The bullet journal system was developed by Ryder Carroll as a means of keeping his thoughts and projects organized in a way that complemented his ADD brain instead of working against it like so many already established systems. It was a way to rein in his focus, to make sure he was focused on the right thing at the right time and not getting distracted by the next bright thing. The bullet journal system serves many functions. So if you find that you're the type of person who has an agenda and a notebook and a sketchbook and who keeps a diary and has somewhere between 2 and 200 post-it notes scattered around your workplace, then the bullet journal system is designed to help you consolidate all of those things into one notebook. The mission of the bullet journal method is to help us to become more mindful of how we use our two most precious resources, our time and our energy. To quote Ryder Carroll's book, the bullet journal method will help you accomplish more by working on less. It will help you to identify and focus on what is meaningful by stripping away what is meaningless. So let's get into how this actually works. The two main parts of the system are rapid logging and collections. Rapid logging is like the language of your notebook. It's a clear and succinct way to capture content. For example, return call ASAP is entirely too short and tells you nothing about who you need to call or why. But then call Jane back as soon as you can because you need to know when you will have the June sales figures ready is entirely too wordy. So call Jane, June sales figures, says all you need to know in much less words, and using signifiers, which I'll explain shortly, will help you mark it as a priority as well. If Ryder Carroll describes rapid logging as the language of the bullet journal, then bullets would be the syntax. The following is the original bullet journal system key. Tasks are marked by a simple dot. They are entries that require you to take action. Completed tasks are simply crossed off with an X. Migrated tasks are marked with a forward arrow and are tasks that have been moved forward into your next monthly log or into a specific collection. Scheduled tasks are marked with a backwards arrow and are tasks that have fallen outside of the current month and have hence been moved backward into the future log at the front of your notebook. Events are marked with a circle and are experience-related entries that can be logged preemptively or after they occur. Notes are marked with a dash and are facts, ideas, thoughts, and observations. Signifiers can be placed to the left of your bullets to highlight certain entries or to give them more context. Two very useful signifiers would be an asterisk next to the bullet to mark it as a priority, or an exclamation point to mark it as inspiration. To summarize, rapid logging is a way to sort your thoughts into tasks, events, and notes. You contain those thoughts with a topic written at the top of the page and a page number to be able to easily locate them again later. Bullet journal system is modular, and each module is a template designed to organize and collect related information. These are referred to as collections. The 4 core collections are the daily log, the monthly log, the future log, and the index. I'll explain how to use each one later on when we set them up in our bullet journal. Okay, so at this point you might be thinking, great, this system's supposed to change my life, but now I need to go buy a whole bunch of supplies to get myself started. And I will be really honest with you here, you just need a notebook and pen. That's it. A lot of longtime bullet journalists will invest in fun markers, paints, washi tapes, fancy notebooks, the works, but you actually don't need any of that to get started. You also might have noticed that a lot of them use the DocGrid notebooks. This is totally not necessary, but I do find it gives you more leeway if you want to make custom layouts. That being said, if all you have is a lined or a grid notebook, then use that. The perfect tool is the one that you'll use. This notebook here is a hardcover Moleskine DocGrid notebook that cost about 20 bucks. And the pen I use all the time for my bullet journaling is actually just a Uniball pen from a pack of 12 that cost me about 15 bucks from Staples like 10 years ago. Okay, so you're on board. You're armed with your pen and your notebook and you're ready to go. Now what? Before you start setting up your bullet journal, Ryder Carroll suggests that you do a mental inventory exercise. For this, you'll need a scrap piece of paper and your pen. The idea here is to declutter your mind. Until you can get your thoughts on paper, you're really just juggling them around in your mind, which is causing you a whole bunch of brain clutter and probably some undue stress. So let's start with a mental inventory to clear our heads and focus on what matters. On your paper, you're going to create 3 columns. In the first column, list all of the things you're presently working on. In the second column, list the things you should be working on. In the last column, list the things you want to be working on. It's suggested that you keep the entries short and in list form. If one task sparks a stream of others, go with it. Give yourself time with this exercise and really dig deep. The mental inventory exercise should really give you a clear picture of what you're choosing to invest your time and your energy into. Now the trick is to find which of those choices are worth making. For each item on your list, ask yourself if it matters to you or a loved one, or if it's vital, thinking maybe like taxes or rent or your job. Any item that doesn't matter and isn't vital is a distraction. Each item that remains on the list is a future investment of your time and your energy, so it should have to fight for its place in your life. And now you should have the ingredients you need to populate your bullet journal. So now that you've learned the basics and we've cleared our minds, let's get things set up. First of all, if your notebook doesn't already have numbered pages, you're going to need to add them. You can do it all at once, or you can do it as you fill out the pages, but either way, you're going to want to add those page numbers so that you can easily reference things in the future. The first 2 pages of your notebook are going to be your index. So you're just going to write the word index at the top of each page. This will be a container for all of your collections except for your daily logs. The index makes it simple to switch between topics. If you want to continue a collection but you've run out of space, you just need to flip to a new page, add the topic at the top, and then add these pages to the index. You can also use a technique called threading to add previous or next instances of collections right onto the pages themselves to make for even easier navigating later. In the next 2 pages, we'll set up your future log. This collection holds entries that have a specific date that fall outside of the current month. This can be set up in many different ways, but today I'll show you a super simple 6-month layout. You'll simply write the topic, future log, at the top of each page and divide your page into even sections, labeling each one with the following months. You'll then number your pages and add the future log back into the index. After that's done, you'll set up your first monthly log. This collection offers a bird's eye view of the month ahead. The topic of this collection is the name of the month, which you'll add to the top of the pages. The left page will be your calendar, where you will write the days of the month and the first letter of the dates vertically down the left side of the page. I personally find it useful to also add a small divider line between the weeks. The right page will be your monthly task list, where you'll write down everything you need to accomplish this month. At this point, you can also check back to your future log and see if there's anything to move forward into this month. Then, as before, add your page numbers and add it to your index. Lastly, we'll set up the daily log. For this, you'll just need to write the date and the page number. The daily log is where you will rapid log your tasks, events, and notes as they occur throughout the day. The idea is to be consistently unburdening your mind so that you can focus on the task at hand. The daily log can take up exactly as much space as it needs to. Sometimes it will be a few lines, sometimes it might be a few pages. Depends how busy your day is. Once the new day starts, you'll simply write the new date right underneath where the previous day left off. Now that you're all set up, the last thing to learn about is migration. At the end of each day, as well as at the end of each month, you'll review your tasks and reassess their value. If they remain vital, you'll need to migrate them forward into the next day or month's task list. And if they don't need to happen within this month, then you can send them back to your future log. If a task does become irrelevant, then feel free to strike it out and consider that a win. What you've done is you've gained back a portion of your time. This is just the tip of the bullet journal iceberg. If you're at all interested in diving deeper into the bullet journal system and how it can help to improve your life, then I highly recommend you pick up Ryder Carroll's book, The Bullet Journal Method. I just picked it up myself, and it's been a real game changer for me, even though I've been bullet journaling for years now. So what do you use to stay organized? Do you use the bullet journal method already? Do you use a classic agenda? Or do you have your own system that you invented? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel for new content every week. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.